Hello. Well, yesterday kind of got away from me. So today I'm going to follow up to yesterday's video of the journey and remind you, this is all Cliff Note version. I'm trying to Cliff Note it the best I can. But I got stopped yesterday by the Wi-Fi issues to where I shared with you in the previous video about I had been arrested. And this was kind of one of the many huge moments in my life to where I was no longer able to move forward with the way I was living. It was kind of like being shaken to the core that I had some problems. And I ended the last video, I'm having coffee by the way, so if you're having coffee, cheers to you. It's almost 7 here in Washington. But I had gotten to the point in my life, I was in my late 20s, and this was where I was just finger pointing, blaming others. Every relationship, the other person was the problem. Everything at my work, everyone else was the problem. So I just had a lot of problems. And it was around that time I had started doing yoga. Now, before this, I'll rewind. In my early 20s, I started to get really sick. And I couldn't get help from the Western medicine system, so I could never get relief or help. So I started working with natural health practitioners in my early 20s. And it was when I got really sick and tired of being really sick and tired that I started to care about moving, because I was just really overweight and I was lethargic. I was sluggish and sick, and I just woke up all the time feeling horrible in my 20s. So my struggles with my self-esteem and self-worth were a big part of my mental health journey. I never felt worthy enough to really take care of myself. I never felt like I deserved to have a good life. And a lot of this stems from my beliefs because of what I took on in my childhood about how the world viewed me because of whatever happened in my life. So I know that if you're meeting me in my 40s, you may think I have it all together, but none of us have it all together, and we're all just putting one foot in front of the other. And I share my story, not for any pity, but I really just share my story because maybe there's a piece of the story that can help you. Maybe there's a piece of my story that can help you relate to where you are in your life. Because at the end of the day, we're all just here to help each other and learn and grow together. So in my early 20s, I had realized that I was super sick and I wasn't getting any help with the Western medicine system. So I started to see natural practitioners, and I realized that a lot of what I was having sick problems with, when I would go to these natural health practitioners, they would start to tap into my life and feelings and my thoughts and things like that. So my journey started really young. And then later on, I went to massage school in my 20s in Hawaii, and I learned about energy, and I learned about the body and how the body holds everything in. The body is a collective sponge of everything that we've experienced. If you've ever had someone say, do something wrong to your body, or if you've even witnessed someone else hurting another person's body, that can also kind of get lodged and stuck in your body. The things that we see in movies, in the world, falling off our bicycle, having a car accident, seeing a friend hit another friend, or being hit yourself, like all of these things get stuck in our body. And that is why it's the body that is the key to our mental health. Yes, the mind is important. Yes, it's important to go there. But the body is where it all resides in this lifetime as a human. The body is the house for the mind. The body is the key to wholeness in your healing journey. So mental health, yes, it's mental, it's the mind, but the body is why I do the work I do. I share the yoga stuff. I do the massage because the body is where it's at. This is what has helped me. And I have been getting regular body work through different practitioners, mainly massage, but I get structural work, connective tissue work, chiropractic work. That's probably been, gosh, I'm 43 now. So yeah, it's been 20 years I've been getting body work regularly. So when I was in the Navy and I'd go to port visits and people want a drink, I would go find someone to do massage. Even if it was kind of a weird, sketchy place, I would still go. And I really put that as a priority. And of course, like you and I have been educated, we think taking care of the body is like running and fitness, which I'm not opposed to all of that. However, that doesn't necessarily release what's stored in our tissues, like the practice of yoga and body work and things of that nature. Even sound healing. And I'll share a little story. When I went to a sound healing experience, the first one in Mexico, I was so loaded with frustration and anger and depression that it was really hard for me to even stay in the sound healing session. It was a very challenging thing. And why most people avoid the healing arts and the body stuff is because we actually have to start facing how we feel. We start facing what's inside of our body. And that's what I wanted to share about the yoga practice. When I started really practicing yoga, it started to bring up all of my repressed pain, anger, sadness, and all of those things. Unfortunately, when people reach out to me and they're like, I want the peace that you have. I want the peace that you exude. I'm sad to say that there's no quick magical way to get there. It is through doing the work. And 90% of all chronic disease is stress and mentally and emotionally related. That's the unfortunate thing. Because everyone's looking for someone else to fix them. We didn't come to planet Earth to be fixed by someone else. We come here to do our work and to take this journey through the mental and emotional roller coasters of being human. So, through the body is how I've been able to acknowledge my struggles, my mental health, and by spending time with myself without my numbing agents. What are my numbing agents, or what were they? Relationships, work, alcohol, not so much drugs. I, unfortunately, don't get my kicks with that. But work was a big numbing agent. When you're constantly overstressed about your career, you don't have time to think about yourself or even feel your body. And then most people that are in high level stress careers like I was, then we end up getting out of that career and we're debilitated in our health. We think we're old and broken, but the short skinny is you're not old and broken. You're exhausted, you're burnt out, and you need a rest period. So the big pivotal point, I had the arrest when I was in my late 20s and I started doing the work more heavily than with my body. But then later, after the career, when I was able to detoxify from the second numbing agent, which was my career, and I spent time alone and I started camping and getting uncomfortable and journaling and really diving deep into some feelings and thoughts and my unworthiness. I have felt so unworthy my whole life. I'm just here to tell you, if you think that's just you, it's not. I think there's a little bit of, insecurities and self-worth issues. It's part of the human experience because we come here from being spirit and being connected, and all of a sudden people don't like us. And we have to go through this process of liking ourselves. So when I got out of the Navy, you are in survival mode because you think that you have to make money to survive and all of those things. But what I learned is that surrendering and learning how to ask for help and balancing my energies, the feminine and the masculine, feminine part of all of us is the part that learns to be a good receiver. And 9 times out of 10, none of us are good receivers. We've been taught to be independent and do this on our own. And at the end of the day, it's going to kill us because we are connectional creatures. And so learning also that in this journey of switching and changing yourself, you're not going to have the friends that you had before. Loved ones are going to fall away. People don't understand you that once you were friends with or that you hung out with. So it's a really lonely journey, and that's why most people don't take it. But that's why I do my work. That's why I'm here to offer yoga classes, to offer these videos, because maybe you're in, Timbuktu, Texas, or wherever you may be located, Pennsylvania, Chelsea, and you may be feeling alone, and you may feel that no one gets you and you don't fit anywhere. But where I started going was the yoga studios, because the yoga studio was always a place of people that were at least actively trying to do their work. And then some yoga studios may not be for you. So if you don't like one yoga studio or you don't like one thing, you can go to something else. You could go to a fitness class. You could go to women's group fitness or a men's fitness class and find connection there. Yoga is just one thing, but I always found that I got a little too over the top competitive with my fitness career. And I'll say career because I was a competitive triathlete. So going to fitness places would bring out that competitive nature of myself, and I would hurt myself and take myself beyond the limits and go back into that toxic masculine energy that I carry. So the yoga studio for me was a safe place to make friends and be able to have conversations that I could feel like I could be myself. And as uncomfortable as being myself has been, I think that that's the journey, is to discover who you are. And we only can discover who we are by spending time with ourselves. So the mental health journey, yes, you can go to talk therapy. Yes, you can keep bringing up the past. But at the end of the day, what's been most beneficial for me is visiting with Reiki healers and allowing the healer to guide you toward the future that you desire. We don't get anywhere by continuing to ruminate out of the past. We can observe it and see the lesson, but we have to be thankful and grateful for the lesson and move along smartly, because when we can move along smartly and have a destiny and a desired future, only then are we truly going to heal. Otherwise, we'll continue to stay in the loops of our past. So that's a real short story. I mean, if you ever want and need a little bit more expansion on specific modalities of the natural healing stuff I've done, I'd be happy to expand on that. But my sickness in the 20s was that I had massive elimination, digestion problems, and all of that was based on my low self-worth. I literally thought I was nothing because of things from my past. I thought I was worthless, and I thought I had to work myself into the ground to be worthy in this world, and it's all part of my journey. But I'm just here to tell you that I've struggled mentally my whole life. I didn't know. In the end of my Navy career, I finally got mental health counseling and help, and I was diagnosed as clinically depressed. And the clinical depression was because I was living a life that wasn't meant for me. I was living a life that was not in alignment with my soul. So I don't consider myself clinically depressed anymore, but I can understand when someone is feeling depressed, because we're trying to live a life to make others happy, a life based on what other people want us to do or be, and we're truly out of touch with our own spiritual nature and what that means. So I'm just here to be of assistance. I'm not here to diagnose anyone. That's not what I do. I'm just here to share and to open up a conversation that at the end of the day, we all have mental health problems. We all have a mind, and we're all human. And if we don't move our body, we can't actually change our state of being. The body is the house for your soul. The body is the house for your mind. And if we are not integrating the body into our work with the mind, then we're only getting half of the piece, half of the puzzle put together. So can you open yourself up to maybe moving your body and breathing, whether it's Tai Chi, martial arts, Qigong, yoga. You could even, if you're not a fitness person and you just need to start moving, fitness studio, class, gyms, at home workouts, just getting yourself uncomfortable. We do not grow and evolve when we are comfortable. We only grow in the discomfort. We are here to be uncomfortable. And unfortunately, our society is a weak society because everyone is far too comfortable in their lives. We only are going to grow when we get really, really uncomfortable, and all of that shit that we're holding inside that's weighing us down can come up to the surface for us to feel and to look at, to say, all right, I'm better than this. I'm better than this. I want more for my life. And just from one person to the next, I had to keep saying, and I still to this day have to keep telling myself every day, I want more for my life. I can't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Every single day. When I'm surfing, I talk to myself. Keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up. Keep going. Every single day. So get uncomfortable. Witness yourself, and then just decide to keep going. What is the comfortable thing that you're hiding out in? For me, it's been relationships and food and work. And so at the end of my Navy career, I got rid of teaching yoga. I got rid of, being in the Navy, and I had to start looking at places I didn't want to look at. I had to start forgiving myself for all the mistakes I'd made that were coming to surface. So just be kind to yourself. Reach for help. Natural healers in your community are a Google search away. Whether you want to do Reiki, energy healing, if you want to do herbalist, if you want to do someone that does acupuncture, chiropractics, massage therapist, Google these things in your community and start your wellness journey today. And if you need any help, I'm just a message away to help you, and you can ask questions and know that you're not alone on how to get supported in starting this journey. I'm really proud of you if you've watched the video this far. It's a long-winded one, and I'm wishing you a really great day. Hang in there. Let's just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Let's not give up, because sometimes we just need a nap. So if you're feeling like today is just a really shitty day, go take a nap. It always helps me. See if you can take a nap and hit the reset button. I love you, and I'll talk to you in the next video.